the season is well and truly past halfway, and Norwich seem to be nailed on for the return to the Premier League at the first time of asking. But what did I think all the way back at the start of the season? We'll take a look at that and much more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today we'll take a look back at my picks for the Championship all the way back at the start of the season. We'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're doing, and smash the old subscribe. Keep your bang up to date with all things Championship play. Blackburn Rovers like, whoa, football, what are we going to do here? Underwaterowski. Yes, I made some wild calls all the way back at the start of the season, but did they come to fruition, or are they looking like they're on to fruition? We'll take a look at that in a minute. I want a big shout out to the patrons. You know who you are. Of course, the exclusive VIP members of the gang who have just gone to this link down here. They went over and they put their money, they pledged to support this crazy bastard. That is me. So anyway, if you are interested, join that illustrious bannerman and check that link down below. But anyway, what I want you to do now, or whenever you get a moment, is hop over to the channel and of course smash your subscribe, smash the little bell as well. But we're here on my channel. Take a look back at my Championship picks, which are located here. So we're going to go into the playlist and fire on the Championship picks that I made all the way back 5 months ago. So here we go. Sit back, get some popcorn, and we'll have a little look at see how mad of a bastard I am. I've got myself double speed here, lads, double bloody speed. So let's make myself big as a box of chocolates. I don't know what that is, but we'll make myself big as a box of chocolates, and then hopefully we'll fire me up tip top, Speedy Gonzalez. There he is. Shut up. Look how good looking he looks like. He's got his hair shaved. He looks pretty savvy, look. But anyway, we're going to jump in around about here. That might be a bit too much. Yep. Ooh, how wrong was I already? Sneak peek, exclusivity. So, and then we're going to fire up these bad boys, and hopefully you'll be able to see my pick skis. So what we got here, boys and girls, is my old picks coming at you behind the screen right there. And of course, we're going to start in the middle, working our way down, of course, and then at the end of it, we'll showcase what I think will happen at the end of the season. So right here, right now, back in the day, I thought Birmingham would finish it in 13th, but of course, they've had a bit of a nightmare. They're down at 21st at the moment, just above the drop zone. Karanka has not really worked out. They brought in some big signings, Cosgrove being one of them recently from Aberdeen. Scotty Hogan's starting to score some goals, but not convinced at the moment, and I think they could be in a bit of bother. And unfortunately, I like Karanka, and I thought he would be the missing ingredient for them to be mid-table. Next, of course, I have Bristol City to 14th. They're up to 9th at the moment. Again, not convinced by their appointment. Still standing by that, and I still think that they will fall down a little bit further. And I think any dreams of any Premier League football or player football are gone. If they had a chance to bring in Britt Assombalonga in the transfer window, if they'd done that, then we might be revisiting this. But do big signing. I think, is he still in the books? He was also linked to be going to Middlesbrough. He may have done, I don't know. I have to re-examine those transfers recently. But yeah, Bristol City down 14th. Stand by that. QPR 15th. They're currently finding themselves in 17th. Massive signing, Charlie Austin. Massive signing, Johansson in the middle of the field there. Of course, once that will drive them up the table. I still pretty much stand by this 15th pick. And they might be a little bit further up than that, to be honest with you. So good recruitment there. Might come at a cost, a pretty penny, but it's going to do them the world of favours. Of course, right now they could go either way from here. 17th, they could go down or they could go up, and I think they will likely go up, and I'm going to stand by my 15th, if not maybe a little bit more than that, up to maybe 13th, 14th, something like that. We'll see. So keep your the whereabouts that I thought they would be, but maybe they'll get a little bit further up the table with the recruitment that they've made. Into 16th now, we got Millwall coming at you. They're into 14th at the moment again. They were flying high under Rowett. I think they are on the way. I don't see this plateauing anytime soon. I think it's going to keep on going, and they need to pull the brakes on quick before they get sucked into maybe even an 18th or a 19th at the moment. So they're on par with me, 14th at the moment, but they'll end up down here, if not further down than that. Next up, of course, we have Huddersfield Town. One of my tips, I thought we were going to do well at some point this season, but I think they're on the money. They're sitting in 15th at the moment. I've got them down 17th. They may go down there. They never replaced the goals of Carlin Grant. Brought in Fraser Campbell a season or two ago. Brought in some other players that I'm not too familiar with, to be fair. And I don't think they're going to be any they're not going to be any deciding makers or decision makers or ones that are going to pull them out of trouble. I think they're in a bit of trouble, big time. One surprise, of course, was Reading. They're up there in fourth at the moment. I had them down at 18th. I didn't believe in it. Didn't believe in the new hire. I didn't believe in Lucas Jow. I'm just holding my hand up. I was honest with you. I went with 18th. I don't think they're going to be as high as 4. In fact, I don't know. I think they're in this now. I think they are definitely in the playoff talk. Do they have enough mojo to go all the way to the Premier League? I don't think so. I don't think top 2 is in there. I think them just being in the top 6 will be a massive accomplishment for them. Of course, nobody predicted them. I didn't predict them, and of course they're up there at the moment. Next up, Barnsley into 9th, another surprise package. They're into 12th, and I think they're content with that. I think they will trail off a little bit, maybe go down to 15th or 16th, but they'll be in the season. At the end of the season, they'll be in the Championship, and they will have no fear of relegation. So for them, that's a monster accomplishment, being in middle of the road right now, out of the harm's way. Next up, Rotherham in 20th. They are around about 22nd at the moment. They're in that cluster. There's about four teams, I think, that could, maybe 5 teams that could go down. In fact, excluding Wycombe, I think they're nailed on. Rotherham, though, are in that battle with Sheffield Wednesday, Birmingham, and Derby, and some others down there for the table. Luton perhaps, and we'll get sucked into it. Coventry as well. So yeah, they're on point. I had them surviving, but I think they may end up going down. We'll see. Coventry doing well in 18th. I had them down 21st. I had them surviving, but only just. They're doing around about that. I think Hamer's been a fantastic signing. Gooden has been scoring goals. They've got some really good players, real hard-working team, and I like it very well. Sheffield Wednesday, I had them just to go down with the points deduction. They had that points reduction halved, I think, which has given them a big chance to get out of this. They've not appointed a new manager as of recording, but they could still bring in a face that will give them a new manager bounce. But of course, whoever's doing the job at the minute is doing a fantastic job, getting some wins on the board, and of course, keeping their dreams alive. So I have them just about to go down back in at the start of the season. Right here, right now, they're in amongst that discussion. And again, that is the deduction and everything. So a win for them this week. They could be out of the drop zone and on their way up. Luton Town are down to 23rd. They're doing tremendous into the 13th spot. About 10 points better, or 10 positions better off. I think they will start to drop. Again, I don't think they'll get sucked into the relegation zone just yet. But I did have them at the start of the season to get relegated. And alongside those at the foot of the table would be Wycombe, and we'll bring them up right here, right now. It's nailed on. They've been. I'm glad to see them get some points on the board, and it's been good to have them in this division, but I think it was nailed on as soon as they got promoted. I already knew they were going to go down. They didn't have the quality, they didn't have the lure, they didn't have the money to bring in them, and of course the COVID year didn't really help them out. But yeah, it's a shame that they'll be straight back down to the third tier, but I'm sure it'll be a good experience for the players and amongst it, and of course the staff. Gareth Ainsworth, big fan of his, of course, Rover at heart. So that's what I thought at the lower end of the table. I'm pretty much close to the money. If the only surprise really was Reading and maybe you would say Barnsley, but for the grand scheme of things, I'm pretty content with my picks. Next up, Derby County at 12th. They currently find themselves in 20th. I think they're on the climb. I think they'll end up more towards mid-table, 13th, 14th, something like that. They'll get the results in. Wayne Rooney SC will be a-okay, and I think next season could be a different season for them. I'm not expecting promotion anytime soon for those guys, but we'll see how they fare next time around. So Derby in at 12th for me, currently lining in 20th, but a couple of wins. Guess what? They're up to 14th, so it's not too far out of the way. Next up, Cardiff. Of course, got rid of Harris this season. They got in matey boy McCarthy coming in. They're down 16th. I'm anticipating. I think they will survive, but I don't anticipate anything above 12th at the end of the season. So maybe I'm a little bit generous at the start of the season, but that was under Neil Harris. I thought they would give him the season anyway, but unfortunately, no, he's out. Next up, Stoke into 10th. They currently find themselves in 10th. So right here, right now, I'm bang on point. I do anticipate them to drop off a little bit, maybe going down 11th or 12th. I don't think they've got the firepower. Of course, they lost Tyrese Campbell. I think if he was still fit and raring to go, it would be a different matter, and they would be more towards the playoffs. And of course, I think they got rid of Ince. I think he went out elsewhere, unless I was dreaming that. But anyway, he's there in 10th. Next up, of course, we have Preston in 9th. They can find themselves in 11th. They're pretty much on point, and again, a win away from going up to 9th. So I'm content with that. That's not too bad pick. I do anticipate them to be in and around that sort of area. area. They might make a late push for the top 6. They were very, very busy in the transfer market. Ched Evans, one of them. They brought in Molumby as well. They lost Ben Davis to Liverpool, which is a surprise and a major. And they brought in Liam Lindsay as a replacement, but it's a major loss losing that key figure at the back there. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. Bournemouth, I have them in 8th, which of course I think is a good shout. They currently find themselves in the playoffs, but only just, and that could change this weekend. I am recording this on the Friday the 5th of Feb, so it could all change very, very soon. And yeah, I called it. I didn't think Tinder was the right appointment. They're looking at Lampard, they're looking at other folks. I don't know, it may be even been called by the time this video goes live, so we shall see about that. But I stand by that. 6 is at the minute. They could end up in 8th. I think they've got the quality there to get up there. Of course, Josh King has now gone to Everton eventually. Of course, robbed us blind, and that really pisses me off when a player does that. His contract running out, he knows if he moves, it could benefit others. Next up, of course, Rovers in the 7th. They currently find themselves in 8th. I'm on point with that as well. And of course, we dare to dream. We dare to dream, of course, getting to the top 6 spots, just 3 points away at the moment. And you know what? It's not out of the question. We've strengthened, brought in some young defenders, brought in Branthwaite, brought in Harwood Bellis, of course. We've got some other, got Greg Kaminsky between the sticks. So we've got, I think, all the tools. You know, I think it's now or never for Rovers, and to be honest with you, we've got the goals in us. It's just, can this defence stand up to the plate, and can we perform on a regular basis? So you know what, hold your breath, boys, hold your bloody breath. Next, of course, into the Power 6 now, the playoffs. What I thought back in the start of the season, to be honest with you, got 3. They're not far away. Yeah, I just got one little nightmare down in 19th, whatever that is. I think that's Nottingham Forest. I did have them much higher. I can imagine that. So realistically, I think I'm doing pretty good for the grand scheme of things. Go on, show me who's 6. I believe 6 will be Watford. I think I went with Watford in 6th. And here it comes. It is Watford. There you bloody go. They couldn't find themselves in 4th, and I'm standing by that. They've changed manager for what's apparently for the better, but I don't believe in it. I don't believe in that manager. I think they're just going to hang on in there into 6th spot. I think. Oh, it might even. They might climb. They might hold their own. But I was deep down, and especially Watford fans, I would have anticipated to go straight back up with that team, with the squad, with the facilities and everything. Into 5th, I had Swansea, of course, doing very, very good in 3rd. Yeah, maybe. I think they're more likely to stick around where they are into 3rd. I would, I have dabbled in the past few weeks thinking that they could get top 2, but I don't think they will. So I'm going to stick with probably on my original. Into 4th, I had Borough. They can't find themselves in 7th. Warnock does it. He does it every flipping thing. I have them in 7th. They're in 7th at the moment. A win away, they go into the playoffs as well. I don't know. I think 4th is a bit much. I think they're going to be competing for that last playoff spot at the end of the season. So don't rule them out just yet, but they're not going to be as high as that. And again, maybe goals was a problem with that. Into 3rd, I think I had Forest. I'll do the reveal right here, right now. Forest into 19th for me. 3rd in the real in my picks back then. Bad call, yes. I thought after the last season's collapse, they would bounce back. New with Lamucci in charge, I think, and then nope, they fired him. Got in Chris Hughton. And again, even with Chris Hughton, I thought they would rise, but unfortunately not working out for them at the moment. But I think they will have a good season next season in the Championship. They won't be in relegation trouble for them this season. But into 2nd, I had Norwich. And I actually have Norwich, so I had them in 2nd. They currently lie top. Brentford are 2nd, and of course, in my eyes, I have them going top. So I think I'm pretty good. I think I deserve a pat on the back for this one. But what, and will they end up in that regard? I don't know. I really don't know. In fact, I've made my picks for the rest of the season coming at you. But right here, right now, Norwich are looking good. I don't think they're nailed on. Like if you go back maybe around about the start of January, I would say nailed on automatics or nailed on champions anyway. But I think Brentford are in the discussion. I think Swansea will run them close. And I'm hoping we can have a sort of... And I realistically, I think those top 2 spots are between those 3 sides. I think 4th, 5th and 6th is not nailed on yet. It's not nailed on. It's going to be a big 2 months, I think, February, March, to see who is going to be in that discussion at the end of it. Reading have surprised us to being up here. And I'm not... And I think if Bournemouth had kept Tinder in there... I think they've done the right thing. They've got rid of him, and they might be able to salvage their season with bringing in a right hire. We'll have to wait and see. But this is what I think will happen at the end of it. I'm going to reveal it. That's coming at you pretty quick. So here we go. So I think Wickham are down. I think Birmingham are going to join them. Yes, I do. Rotherham also going down as well. Sheffield Wednesday will hang on by the skin of his teeth. Coventry, Luton, Huddersfield, Millwall and Derby will be fine. QPR shooting themselves up to 15th. Barnsley dipping down to 14th. Forest up to 13th. Cardiff in mid-table, as are Stoke and Bristol City. Preston are into 9th. Middlesbrough in 8th. Bournemouth in the 7th. Who is in 6th spot? Yes, I believe in the Rovers. We'll squeeze into the playoffs, into top 6. I'm not saying we get promoted, but that would be a step in the right direction for us mentally, that they can get into the top 6. So I think we'll do it. I think we'll get to the playoffs. I don't know. I'm not saying that we're going to get promoted, because it looks like we'll play Swansea at this regard, and right now I don't want to play Swansea. Reading will be there, as will Watford and Swansea, and it'll be Brentford going up as champs. Norwich will, of course, second. Brentford got goals in them. Absolutely tremendous. But yeah, that's what I think will happen this season. Rovers sneaking in the back door of the playoffs. It will be tight. Bournemouth will be in it, as will Borough, as will Preston. I don't think Bristol City will win. I think Stoke will drop off the face of the earth towards the end of it, of course. And then Reading will be closer. It'll be closer than you imagine. I think Watford also will be closer. I think the points will be maybe 2 or 3 points between 4th and 6th. But Rovers sneaking in the back door. I believe the goals are there. The numbers are there. If you look at the stats, the numbers are there. Shots on target, possession, all the good numbers. Aerial duels, all favour Rovers. Are in the top 5. It's just getting consistency together, and if we can turn the corner mentally, we can do this. We can get into top 6. Anyway, that's what I think will happen. Of course, reviewing my picks from the start of the season. Also, what I think will happen at the end of the season. So be sure to check out the videos. Make sure you smash the thumbs up, smash subscribe. Of course, give this one some thumbs up. And of course, check out the links down below. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. I'm on those. I'm also on Patreon if you want to support the channel in another way. That's the best place to do it. But oh, can you believe it? I've gone with Rovers. I put all my eggs in one basket. I believe we get 6th spot. We might even get 5th. If we get 5th, then you never know. Then you never bloody know. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Be sure to give the video some love and smash the thumbs up, smash subscribe. I'll see you all next time. But until then, be safe out there.